All right, you guys. Here we go into Leonard versus Hearns 2. Um, Mostly because I haven't seen this one. I think I've seen it one time, but I never saw it. uh, Even things like Box Rec were pretty obscure when I was watching fights and figuring out who had fought who and how many times back in the day. Still wasn't even like the easiest task, you know. Back before the internet. So anyway, we're going to be taking a look at some old Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't know how much we'll be able to stand this, but already you can see him pendulum stepping here, right? Crossing the line, and we know this is a big no-no. We know that a guy can blast onto his line, boom, boom, and hit him while he's in the air. So we'll look, right? He's trying to cut the ring off right there with this little stepping jab. But he's not changing through his positions. He's not going right shoulder, left shoulder. He's not cycling through his guard, right? Again, it's really, really, really important because people think it's a high guard. It's not a high guard. It's not what's going on. Again, it's a Fouts boxing guard, right? It's an active guard. You have to cycle through being able to catch the jab as you approach the line here. Now, see how he caught the jab? What if Thomas Hearns threw a right hand right now? Boom, boom. He has to be able to catch that. He has to be in a position in which he's, after catching with the jab, he's ready to catch with the right hand or to block with the left hand, to block the right hand. So we're going to play it through a little bit. That's a lot of talking for the first 10 seconds, but we can see just this massive, massive gap in Sugar Ray Leonard's circling strategy already. It doesn't look like he'll be able to throw a lot of rear hand probes. It looks like he's going to be found out of position quite a bit. Obviously, this is like maybe a little bit older Sugar Ray Leonard. Um, but the most important part so far is that so far, almost each time that they've gotten to a position where the ring is getting cut off here, getting cut off, getting cut off, getting feinted, right? He's trying to cut the ring off on him. Now he's walking, circling him, not allowing him to escape this way. How does he not allow him to circle that way, guys? How does he not allow Sugar Ray Leonard to circle that way? Oh, he steps around the other way. Do you see him stepping around to his inside? Right? And that's how he cuts the ring off. Now he's going to block his path, so he's going to force him to change directions by stepping around him, not by following him around and then waiting for the ring to get cut off. But now, look at how quick that he's gone from, oh, boom. He was forced to make a move because Sugar Ray Leonard, he's going to cut this angle here. Wow, he made it across, Now he's got all this open space to play with, right? And now it's going to get cut off again, so he has to start penduluming again. He gets feinted, right? So he has to make a move, and now he gets stuck on the left side or on the right side of the line, can't cross. Thomas Hearns cuts the ring off. And look at how much more time Thomas Hearns is going to have to try to score now because he didn't let him out, right? He's able to cut the ring off so much more quickly and land a really good shot. Now, all that goddamn work, all that goddamn work of boxing him into this little space. Okay? He's trying to escape and he's going to box him out. Not let him go this way. Oh, you're going to try to go that way? Don't let him go that way. Now Sugar Ray Leonard knows he can't go anywhere but sit on the line. Hook, gets feinted. Ha! And what did he have off that feint? Shitty ass reaction, right? And look at that little beautiful feint. Come on, Tommy Hearns. Sa! Right? What do you think? Wow! Beautiful. I love you, Tommy Hearns. Thank you for always inspiring me. And then gets the ring cut off. Now, by the way, sacrifices his position to land this punch. Maybe Thomas Hearns is ready to follow up. Maybe this, maybe that. But also, this is his first contact. This is his first thing he's gotten to see if it's going to get through before he can start making other plans, right? Although Gamboa, right? Remember Gamboa? He doesn't do that, right? So that's why sometimes he just goes down because he just gets on the line. And here's the thing. There's a beautiful thing in that too, where you get on the line and you just go boop, 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 and then you get him and you're like, oh, that was dope, man. I got him. I didn't even know I was going to win the fight this early. Sick. And then there's you get on the line, boom, 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 and then you get up, and then you're like, oh shit, I didn't know I was gonna lose the fight this early. But anyway, ring gets cut off. Tommy Hearns takes a break, does this thing where he's pretends he's very, very, very common thing, right? Oh, Bruce Lee, ooh, but he's processing his information right now. He's thinking. He's like, okay, man, I fucking got him. This guy sucks. What am I gonna do with all this information? What am I gonna do with all this information? But he's like giving a reason why he's not gonna be on the line with the guy, why he's not pressing him in that moment. He's processing information so he can figure out what he wants to do with his next attack, but he's wasting time right here. So he's not doing it correctly with his active guard. He's not continuing to look or press information or, continue to wear his opponent out physically or mentally. He takes a stupid little break to touch his nose. And again, like people like Dustin Poirier do that. They grab and pull on their trunks. They do this. It's because they're beginners. No, I'm just kidding. But kind of. Right? They need a little bit of time to process that and think about that. Here's the thing, there's only so many patterns. There's only so many goddamn things you're going to do off your fucking jab. Fouts Boxing Academy, check it out. And again, getting on the line here, step and jab. So, again, cutting the ring off, and he got a point, right? Got a point here. Boop. So he's going to move off the line. Now, I like this, right? Bah. And then he tries to jump off the line. But you see how he doesn't stay there, guys? It's very, very, very important because now his head is in a vulnerable zone. And he's just going to try to get his head out of that vulnerable zone, right? So he gets off the line. Now Sugar Ray Leonard knows he has some more space to step around his opponent, get a new angle. This angle, he's already been attacked at. It's already been exposed. And Thomas Hearns didn't take a good angle for following up, right? He let him out of the corner. And then again, what did he do? Just quick. I don't want to pick on him. Whoop. Touching his nose again. Touching his nose. Right? Taking that little break. Oh, I got him with the jab to the face. Now I got him with the jab to the body. Oh, now I'm going to jump in there with the fucking hook. I don't know if he's really going to do that. I think so. Oh, man, he should have. I thought he was going to do it right here. Pendulum on his line. No reaction from Sugar Ray Leonard. Again, Sugar Ray Leonard right now is not cycling through his guard. And because of the fact that he's not cycling through his guard, he's not finding any traps. He's not finding any ways to change positions or disguise any of his punches. Everything that he does from this position is going to be very dangerous, blasting forward through the left shoulder against, and here's the thing. Thomas Hearns is taller than him, right? You're not always going to be fighting someone you're taller than. I know we all imagine in our little fucking story that we're going to get I'm 5'7", I'm just going to fight guys who are like 5'6" and under, maybe like 5'4", become the champion. I'll have all the easy fights. I'm going to be the greatest. And then you get in the ring with that guy who's like 5'9", who's thinking the same goddamn thing. And that's why bullshit, stupid, trash strategies like fighting in a bladed stance don't work. Because you can't bladed stance fight Thomas Hearns. You have to cross the line. You have to be able to, this guy's a monster. And it breaks my heart, by the way, when people come to my YouTube channel and they go, Thomas Hearns was a weight bully. And I'm like, you leave him alone. But they're right. He was a weight bully, right? It's also apparent in his lack of positioning, right? I mean, he's still good, right? Here he is, still hiding this rear hand, and gets the ring cut off, hides this rear hand pretty good. Now, again, when you're cycling through your positions, right? Again, you bring your right shoulder forward, left shoulder forward. And then when you're peeling here, you always have to have your left shoulder forward. Do you guys see or your left hand up? Do you guys see how he didn't have his left hand up here? At some point, Thomas Hearns is going to catch up to him and hit him with this shot. And it's extremely important that you're looking to guard and control the line and avoid these kinds of shots because they just sneak up on you. Okay, real quick. He gets on the line. Thomas Hearns doesn't follow the rules either. Okay, so he gets on the line, catch with the right shoulder, and now you have to be in a position to catch with the left shoulder. And he didn't follow the rule. Again, Thomas Hearns being a weight bully, he has the same exact problem with that bladed stuff. Okay, now, he's also super fast, right? But he's going to have the same problem with that blocking stuff with the left hand. Again, people don't really block very well, especially if they're not used to crossing the line, changing positions. Now, again, Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard knows that he can't be on the line with Thomas Hearns. So he gets to this position, he's just got to get him to do something. But Thomas Hearns is longer, faster, right? So stealing these shots here for free. And it's like, yeah, the guy's already behind a little bit. Now, I do want to say it mostly only matters when you're fighting somebody who's kind of a master, like Thomas Hearns. Now again, cutting the ring off, boom, back front foot, boom, leaping hook, stepping with the shot, 3-2, and again, look at how quick this shot is. You have to be able to interact with the left attack, and then you have to be able to immediately interact with the right. You have to be able to catch a jab, and then block the right hand, block the left hook, and then block the right hand. You have to. At the highest level, the athletes can put these moves together so quick that if you don't have your guard while you're circling, if you're not maintaining, and again, it's not about being in your high guard. It's not, because if you're in your high guard, you're not crossing the line, you're not changing positions, right? It's about always staying moving, right? Look at what happens as soon as Sugar Ray Leonard stops moving, what happens? He gets fucking punched. Okay, let's circle around, circle around. Okay, let's try that again, son. Okay, wait, I wasn't ready. All right, let's try that again. Couldn't work his way in. Had the same little pattern here. He's trying to get here, and this is that 3. He throws that pendulums and throws the right hand, so he's checking the line here to see if something's going to come. Thomas Hearns give him the same tired look. Again, he's not blocking with his left shoulder control. He's blocking with it, or he's controlling with it, right, as he takes a step off the line. Again, very, very, very common bladed stance move. Not the worst, but in Thomas Hearns' case, look at he's planted. He's ready to throw that right hand. He's ready to sharpshoot that shit. But not everybody in the world is Thomas Hearns and gets to fight littler fucking guys than them, right? So it's a little more effective against somebody who's smaller than you, right? Sugar Sean O'Malley's gonna get away with that stuff against Marab all night long because Marab's a tiny guy, right? Little tiny guy. I don't know if he's gonna win the fight. If he's gonna, I still want to study that a little bit. I should be doing that right now, probably. And again, top, stealing. Now, real quick, what happens when your opponent throws a punch at you? You have to get off the line. You can't stay there and let them hit you with the follow-up and attack your holes. Where's Tommy Hearns' guard? See, if what position he's in, because he doesn't naturally cycle through his guard, because he's not moving through his positions. If this was a 1-2 against a taller opponent than him, look what kind of trouble he'd be in. So the first little trap from Thomas Hearn, or from Leonard. Okay, so he's going to be, don't hit me. Pendulum, pendulum, pendulum. And then he uses all that movement from his little L step kind of thing here, right? That's not the L step. But he's going to use all the momentum from him running away from the line to disguise the fact that he's going to blast into this right hand. Okay, now check it out. He throws the right hand, and then he's going to kind of have that little motion here, boop, and look at the little come up with the left. He doesn't throw it, but he got a little bit of information when he saw that Thomas Hearns did not bring any guard up here. He didn't interact after getting with a right shoulder attack. He didn't respond to anything from the left shoulder on the opposite side. So maybe he thinks he's going to be able to follow up with the 2-3. But we'll see. Now again, here they are sitting on the line. I favor Thomas Hearns when they're both sitting on the line. He scored. Found a little jab. They're sitting on the line again, favoring Thomas Hearns. By the way, throws the 1. Is he ready for the 2? Gets on the line, down, comes up with the leaping 3. Again, like we talked about a little bit earlier. Very interesting there that he's looking to do multiple leaping hooks, right? Notice Tommy Hearns, when he got on the line with that 3, he landed and threw a 2 right away, right? Now again, very common move. Mikey Garcia. Wow. Look at how effective that move is against Thomas Hearns. The only reason he doesn't get hit by more of these is because it's harder on average to hit him with that move when you're smaller, right? So again, escaping a little bit, and then Leonard, maybe expecting that he has to cover more distance, sacrifice more punches. Poop, poop, poop. All right, we gotta see. Okay, I gotta turn the sound. I gotta know. Sounds like such a good shot. It was so clean, so sharp. Made that crisp little. But it looks like it's on the glove or it's hitting him in the body. But again, we can see how dangerous that little move is. And look at Tommy Hearns. He's like, oh, oh. And I do want to say, pop, pop, pop. It's very interesting that after that move, he tries to slip to this side to get away from the left hand because that's like exactly what he would be moving into, you know. But he didn't throw a fucking punch. He didn't throw a fucking punch when he went here, and he didn't throw one when he went here either. Bad boxing. I love you, Tommy. Again, another little bad habit when you feint him, right? He's gonna stick that little lead hand, right? Guarding the line with it, getting his little control. But it's not a real move, right? You want to be very careful. You don't want to be doing too many fake moves and shit. Because when you do fake moves, you do a move that doesn't either attack your opponent's line, guard the line, or control it, or defend your line, you're going to be exposed, right? Now, again, Tommy moving around, doesn't have his left guard up, doesn't really move his weight to the back foot. He's more of a front foot fighter, but it's like, not all the way on the front foot. But he is blasting into it. And Tommy Hearns, again, remember how we just in the last sequence we were like, oh, well, he's going to guard the line with some bullshit, right? Well, here he is guarding the line with that same little piece of bullshit. I was just talking shit about it. You got to do something for real. Here he is sticking it out here. It's not a punch. See how he threw that out there, and it wasn't a, and he didn't cry. If he would have thrown this shot hard, whap, maybe he wins the fight. Maybe if he blocks this shot, he doesn't get punched in the head right there. Okay, he didn't really get punched in the head. But we see how overall that was just a bad strategy. It was just bad. It's just bad. It was not a good way to control the line when your opponent is making an attack on you, right? Overall, pretty damn good round for Tommy Hearns. 20 minutes in. Oh my god, you guys. Okay, so let's see. Let's go play a little bit longer or a little bit faster. See if we can go through it. Um, Again, we know most of the flaws that's going on. We saw right there Tommy Hearns getting a little bit of his active guard going, crossing the line a little bit, right? Very, very small motions. I just want to point it out. I know I said I'm going to go quickly, but you can see him, right? Crossing the line here, cross the line right there. And again, Tommy Hearns is so sharp, he's going to be able to let a lightning quick straight shot off of those little tiny movements fairly easily. There he is jabbing and then following up with the hook. Again, he's so fast. A little bit of that Gamboa right there, cross the line, bop, bop, and then he makes it to this side, and then he uses that little momentum there, right, to pendulum, and then launch that jab, right, and then he goes from a dangerous part of the line on the left side to the right side, trying to get under that shoulder. Now, I do want to say that Sugar Ray Leonard did a good job of getting his shoulder to this side and being able to follow up. He didn't follow up. He's not fast enough. His footwork's not good enough. Sugar Ray Leonard doesn't. Here he is. See his bad footwork. Gets planted down, right? But doesn't know how to get planted completely. Doesn't have a good structure, probably. I can't tell. I'm just talking shit. But, I'm assuming that's why he didn't actually hit the guy. Ooh, some pretty quick shots right there. Now, Tommy Hearns, where's his guard, right? The guy makes an attack with the left. He's trying to parry it. He parries with both arms. Does he have a left guard? Nope. 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 So doesn't ever really move his head defensively to the front foot to block left hook. So he's getting hit by the left hook when he thinks it's going to be a jab. I don't want to fault him for that because that's very common too. But the fact that he's not even attempting to move his head at all just kind of shows that the left hook will be just very good against him. Overall, I mean, punching Tommy Hearns in the face, it's really good for you. But overall, because he has such a laser snap, right? And again, that's like what my coach wanted me to do. Like I don't want to say I had a Tommy Hearns style when I was, you know, orthodox, but my coach wanted me to be, no active guard or nothing, bladed laser beam fighter. And I was fast though. I was fucking fast. Anyway, um, but we can see the massive amount of flaws. We can see them trying to cross the line. Um, Parry gets under, pull, rear hand. Now he throws this jab, and it's a jab pendulum. Bop. He's up, down, and when he went down here, he should have had his block. Boom. He should have had it there, and then he would be able to cross right here with the right hand. So very, very, very incomplete one pendulum two there. Not cycling through his guard. What happens when you don't cycle through your guard? You're going to sit on the line. Boop. Now, that's the same kind of like little fainting probe thing that he threw last time, where he just touches it, or he just. But this time he threw it as like a little hook, and to land. And again, you got to be able to cycle through your guard through the catch and the block, right? And now if you do it correctly and you interact, then you can counter, and you can take advantage of the fact that he's shifting off of his 1-2, right? Boom, boom. And one of the reasons that he's going to have to shift, very likely, his feet are too bladed, right? He's launching himself. Yeah, you can see his feet here in a line, right? He's very fast because of it, right? He's very fast. And like there is some strategy there when like you're the taller guy and you're bigger than everybody, but like it's just not always the case. Real quick. Again, when you don't cross the line, when you're not changing positions, and you make a very obvious attack from out of range, you explode onto your opponent's line with an attack, you're gonna have to cross this line here. And Thomas Hearn's almost just throwing a random right hand against any type of approach on the line and almost getting paid off massively for it. Right? Doesn't even take that much strategy. You just know, oh, the guy's going to come forward. Well, he can't really move his head very much. It can't go that many distances away. So if you open up with the right hand first, come on, smack him with the right hand. Again, no active guard here from Leonard. So when he feints here, look at the reaction he gets from Hearns. Huh, huh. And then he's chilling. Huh, huh, huh. And even though he made 3 moves, and that's like cool and all fine and dandy, the fact that he's not circling, he's not doing them off of them. Thomas Hearns is planted. He's ready for these moves. He's waiting for them already. Boom. Gets to the front foot. Bop. They trade, trade, trade. Not punches, but weight transitions. And Sugar Ray Leonard, without an active guard here, can't get ahead of Thomas Hearns. See how he's moving through, right? If he would add some punches to this, right? So he cross, and he makes it to this position here. Cross. He could just be throwing a right hand right over the top and smashing Tommy Hearns in the face. Right? He could be throwing a leaping left hook right here. Right? He could be countering and pull countering because he finally got Thomas Hearns to open up. There you go. There's a little bit of it. Still pretty like mostly noticeable, right? Not able to really hide those shots. Again, very active with that jab pendulum thing there, right? Bop, bop. But he's just not quick enough. Now, real quick, again, take a look at that control from him, right? That's his standard control when somebody comes and approaches his line. He just looks to smash him. And again, if Leonard could get the courage to just attack over his blade, he could get paid off. Tries to pendulum onto his line as a southpaw. I don't know what you were thinking there, Leonard. I got no idea. Now, again, neither one of these guys are really positional based fighters, right? They're both bladed stance fighters. So when we see Thomas Hearns flaring out his arm like that, like he's a pirate, right? Yo ho, fire matey. That's his feint. He's trying to get a rise out of the guy, right? Ha ha. Thomas Hearns should throw a 1-2 right now instead of leading with the 1. Now again, the problem with all of this circling here, because he's not changing positions, he doesn't have any traps. There's nothing that he can sneak into. It's very, very difficult for him to hide any of his punches because none of them flow off of his active guard. Again, did a great job here of making it onto the line with him. Ba, ba. And again, why is he not smashing him with the right hand? Very, very puzzling. So there it was again. Jab, pendulum. Boom, boom. And is he too far away? It looks like he's in range right there. Maybe the body shot right there will bring his head closer to him and allow him to do it in the next sequence. Whew. So the 1-1, and he just moves off the line really poorly, and then right into a 1-2, whack, and smacks him. And again, that bladed defense, left hand down. Again, it just doesn't work at a high level when you have to fight real guys, you know? And the problem is, every once in a while, a bad guy is going to be a real guy too. He's going to throw a really good 1-2. He's going to get you with that 2. One. Looks like Leonard is cracking him. But Leonard. Oh, oh. Is he getting hit too? Yeah, he's getting touched a little bit. Oh, and there it is. Penduluming. Boop. Wow. Getting cracked. And that's a knockdown. That's a legit knockdown. And again, when you're circling, you have to be able to catch the 1 and be able to block the 2. A guy who's doing this at a high level, he's going to get you. He's going to get you. It's extremely important that you guys learn how to circle correctly. Okay? And did he say no, it wasn't a knockdown? Did he say this? Did he say that? No, he didn't, real quick. This is the dream. This is the dream. When you're hurt, when your opponent hurts you, and you're like, oh my God, all that I want to do right now while I'm hurt is just land my best punch. Right? He got it. Pow, pow, pow. And it didn't do anything. When you're hurt, you're just not quite the same as you are when you're fresh. Your timing is a little bit off. Your punching your power is just a little bit off. Everything is just a little a little bit off. You can still do it, but he lives the dream, lands the hook, and then doesn't exactly get paid off for it. Shifting forward again. Is he a 1-2-3 fighter? Because he's so bladed, it's hard for him to cross the line because his feet are on the same line. So taking advantage of a little bit of his post-punch defense. Now, how many people survive the 2? Like, if we go back here, right? Bah, or if we go back right here, right? How many times does he actually have to make it out of this position if he does that almost every time he hits a guy? Right? Anyway, not that we're going to say that you're always just going to knock your opponents out. Here at Fouts Boxing, we do. 1-1-2. Again, he's not cycling through his active guard when the punches come. He doesn't try to block with his left arm and his left, right? He's not blocking. He just has his high guard, and Tommy Hearns is able to get this shot through the guard. And again, that's because he doesn't practice that. He doesn't have a circling pattern. Okay. Oh, ah, oh, sneaky, sneaky, motherfucker. Oh, I love it. I love it. Mm. Very good jab hook there from Hearns too. Going a little 3-2 and then real quick. Touches his nose, touches his nose. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna do that one. Okay, what am I gonna do next? Touches his nose. All right, I'm gonna do that one. What am I gonna do now? Touches his nose. You know what it is? He just can't wait to get the stink of Ray Leonard off of his gloves. So he's wiping them off. Now again, it's not good defense. He's almost getting punched in the face, but when he lands, again, jab, pendulum, right? It's lucky he's getting stuffed on his shoulder right there. I don't want to say lucky, but uh, I will say it's an interesting angle to hope for against a taller fighter. Oh yeah, let's see that again. Ugh, it looks so close to being like not legal. Yeah, yeah, I guess I would say it's not legal, but it still stands. He didn't land, but you guys, I mean, yeah, he's definitely getting him on the back of the head, huh? Yeah, they both kind of get each other with this one. Oh, let's see Leonard's punch. Yeah. Real quick, you guys. The greats. Look at both of these guys. Bow and arrowing, right? Man, so close. Okay, okay. Little jab games. Bop, 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 bop. Tommy coming out ahead on the jab games. And it's interesting too from Tommy's perspective because like he is probably thinking like, oh, I gotta land my right hand or whatever. But like, if he could just keep landing that left, that sledgehammer left, and just damage Leonard's face for a few rounds, he could put the fight in the bag. So kind of cool. They're standing in front of each other a little bit more, but I want to point out right quick. Here they are at 2 minutes and 2 minutes exactly. We're gonna go back 10 seconds here. Look where they are here. Look where they are here. Look where they are here. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. They're circling each other, right? They're not staying exactly on the line. See them? Take a small step off, huh, and then take a step around his opponent to get a different angle, right? Try to change it so that they're not at parity, so they're not stuck in front of each other, because he's going to lose this battle over and over again. Now, again, the other problem that Leonard has having is because he doesn't change positions. He's having a hard time letting the rear hand go. But you can see him make it to his circle, doing his pendulum, getting his momentum going, right? So he can try to bounce into this rear hand and hide it, right? Down, up, 2-foot punching. Jumps on his line, pendulum. Hasn't been doing anything. Finally does start following up. Follows up pretty well. Again, Thomas Hearns has been letting him get away with that move and not really doing shit, right? Again, don't just sit on his line, right? Strategically, start circling him again. Step around, right? Tries to break into a left hook, but again, his traps are not very good. His position stuff is not very good. He makes it very obvious when he's going to get down because he doesn't have any downs. He's always really high. But in order to break into anything, right, he's really high, high, down, right? Just look at the level. Boom, boom, boom. And pull. Again, poor defense. Okay. Again, this is a very, very common bladed stance defense. I'll say Sugar Ray Leonard, the striker. One, pendulum, two. Got him. And again, look at Tommy Hearns trying to guard the line with that left probe, that left control. Not a, oh, I guess it did turn into a punch, but not a block. Little pull counter there, kind of cool. Ooh, throws the jab. Now, when he peels, he's supposed to peel and get his weight off the line. He didn't do that. He sat there after throwing and making an attack on the line. Okay, this is why at the end of every single attack in the Fouts boxing combat system, we make a peel off the line. We're never, ever, ever allowed to stay there because we always, always, always have to be prepared for our opponent to do this to us. Notice he hasn't been doing it all fight, right? And then now all of a sudden out of nowhere, boom. Right? And we as fighters, we can't afford to put ourselves in a position to lose to such a common move. Same thing. Bop, bop, bop. And he went 1-3-2. Now, Thomas Hearns slowing down a tiny little bit and allowing Sugar Ray Leonard to get on the line with him a little bit. We saw him go for that rear hand probe. Ooh, that was pretty good. Control, control, comes under. And again, he didn't throw a right hand, Thomas Hearns, when he went there. So very interesting that he doesn't look to throw the right hand on the inside, except for actually, oh, you know what it is? He doesn't have a good right hook. He has a straight right hand. Right? The way that he throws it is very particular. That makes sense too. When you take a look at the arcs and all the stuff of his punches, everything, the right hand does have a very similar trajectory and stuff. The flaws that he has in his right hand are the same flaws he has in his left hand. They're just less obvious for two reasons. Well, yeah, for a few, but I'll say the number one is that he just doesn't throw it as often. Very, very quick, very snappy here. Beautiful. Doing a great job, by the way, of getting control of Leonard with the first shot, right? Here's the first shot. What you gonna do, son? Oh, you're gonna expose your belly to me. Okay, cool. Huh? Yeah? Okay, well, let me take that back. Pop, pop. Yeah. Oh, you're still not gonna do shit? Take it with the rear hand. So, Leonard has to catch and counter and stop Thomas Hearns from following up his jab. Beautiful adjustment. Now he's playing a different game. Pop, whop. Now Tommy Hearns goes back to just the jab. What do you think about that, huh? What do you think about that? Okay, double jab again. We're back to the same game. Jab, jab to the body. Yup. Okay, here comes the two now. He's got so much control of Leonard. Bah! All right, he's waiting for the two, and then he lets Leonard go first. Pull. And again, after you throw your jab, you guys, You have to get off the line. You have to expect to have to defend your jab. It's the cost of business, right? Now again, no circling here, right? So who's at advantage? Thomas Hearns. He's more snappy, he's more fast, he's more long, right? Leonard's got to work his way in there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shot comes here. Boom. Interacts with the jab correctly. Doesn't bring his left shoulder to the line to block and bring his weight to the right side of the line when the right hand comes, right? And winds up getting cracked. Again, doesn't know how the circling works. Woo! Jumps on the line. Again, slips to the front foot. Remember what I said at the beginning of the fight? This is going to put you in line to get hit by that shot. Boom, boom. And then he didn't cross with the right hand for some reason. Doesn't bring his right hand up to block because he doesn't block punches very well. Now you're getting smoked. One small little error, right? And again, guys, this is why making sure that your guard, again, cycling through your active guard the way that I teach it, is the safest way to make sure that you don't make these kinds of mistakes and that you don't make these mistakes long enough to get hit, right? Because when there's little tiny holes, your opponent is going to go for them and tell you what they're going for. They're going to tell you, and you'll be able to tighten it up. You'll see it. Again, doesn't block. He's not really slipping to the back foot when this shot comes here. He's not bringing his weight to the back foot here. No defense from Thomas Hearns, right? All illegal defense holding here. Jumps right on his line with the right hand. What's the rule, guys? How do you beat a bladed fighter? You just fucking punch him in the face. Just take that right hand and just fucking jam it down his fucking throat. What's he gonna do? Throw a left hand at you? Again, but Sugar Ray Leonard struggles to do that because he doesn't have any positions, because he doesn't practice bringing his weight to the line to catch the jab, which brings you into position to throw the right hand. Fouts Boxing Academy. No guard. I do like the pull counter, right? Still, again, very, very dangerous. If you're ready, boom, pull, boom. He's not getting hit by Leonard's shot, but again, one of the problems that Hearns has, he's not a positional based fighter. Very common with the bladed stance fighters. Their feet get jacked up when they throw that shot. And he moves off the line. But not able to really fight off of his position one. Boop, boop. Now again, even if you get your opponent, oh, you son of a, right? Even if you get him, right? He's still gonna fight. It's still a fight. Nobody's just like, oh, brother, you got me there, right? Come on now. Mm-mm. How do you beat a bladed stance fighter? When they get to the line, you just jam that right hand right down their throat. So Thomas Hearns goes for it there. Uh-oh, is Tommy getting tired? Whack. Okay, let's not watch the highlights. I know, it was cool. That was a good shot. Let's watch. Boom. Okay, let's go. Again, positional based fighters use their active guard to threaten their opponent. As you cycle through, you bring your right shoulder, then your left shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder, right? He doesn't have an active guard to cycle through, so he has to go Uh, left side of the line, right side of the line. Ho ho, do 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 do. I don't know any pirate songs, but you know, he looks like his swashbuckler. Army matey. Okay. God. And again, come on. If you're fighting a guy who's bigger than you, like if if you're if you're fighting a guy who's bigger than you and he jabs at you and he's bigger than you and you're doing this, he's just gonna punch you in the face. He doesn't even have to pendulum. He just hit you already. Still not protecting his jab here. Poop, poop. Doesn't have any pulls. And more importantly, right, he's throwing a very easy to throw punch. His opponent is going pull, right hand. He's interacting with it. It's mildly okay. Where's his goddamn counter? He's seen this move so many times. He already knows that Thomas Hearn's going to fall a little bit off balance. He's not going to be able to strike. His position one is poorly defended here, right? And if from this position he could just smash into his left hook, Leonard could have a really, really effective trap here, or even just pulling into a right hand, right? However he wants to organize it, but getting Thomas Hearns to expose his right hand through the jab has not been very difficult, right? And again, once Thomas Hearns makes it to the front foot, I don't know, I want to say like Bambi legs and shit. That makes sense. Oh, Deontay Wilder's trying to be Thomas Hearns. That's why he fights like that. That makes sense. And I see, I do see a little bit of Floyd Mayweather's the influence on Floyd Mayweather that Leonard has. There's that one frame where I paused it and he was throwing that right hook to hit Hearns, and Hearns didn't slip to the back foot to block it. He was just in his high guard, and it was the same hook that Mayweather throws. No, Leonard, better striker though. Better striker than Mayweather. Mayweather is, I think Mayweather is a little bit faster on his first punch, but I think Leonard is faster on his subsequent punches. He's better at chaining things together. Um, Although I do want to say he looks slow in between sequences, right? When we talk about his ability to circle and move around, right? Like this stuff, his circling ability, his positional changes. Like, again, if you don't really have an active guard, it's hard for you to get into a position where you can hide one of your punches. Now, he does a good job here, right? Of hiding that right hand, and that was really fast. Boom, boom. But again, no traps through any of this circling. This is very, very, very bad circling. His head's all in one spot. He has no leash, right? So if he was fighting a very, very aggressive fighter, doing a good job here, getting Hearns out of position here, not exposing himself too early. Very interesting again why Hearns is, making these little slips. But let's take a look at his feet here, right? See how they're in a line here? He slips. He can't really punch very well going there or coming back here, right? Like here's the positions, his feet, the line, but he winds up getting smacked again. Doesn't, as he circles, doesn't bring his hands with him, right? His head, and his head is completely exposed here. When he gets to this back foot position, he doesn't have his left hand up, so he's getting smashed here. Oh. But Leonard forgot that all through all that time, Hearns didn't use any of his guard. He didn't do anything with his hands. He was saving them up and sat on the line and still got smacked. Blasted into that right hand. Now that Hearns is a little bit more tired, a little bit less fresh, just feeling like he can blast into it. But again, no active guard, no setting it up. He's going down. He's taking a step. He's pulling, throwing the shot. I don't want to say telegraphing it, right? But because he has no active guard, he can't fucking hide it. Luckily for him, Thomas Hearns is not a very great defensive fighter. He never had to be a great defensive fighter. Even when he fought, other great offensive fighters, like when he fought poor, poor Roberto Duran. Poor Roberto Duran. Psh, psh, psh. Now, boom, boom, and he tries to pull counter it. And what beats a pull counter? It's a 1-2. I do think that it looks like he's missing. Yeah, it looks like he's missing. I do want to say that Leonard is not doing a 1-2. It's one pendulum, two. So he skips a beat and misses the beat where Hearns' head is going to be on the line with his punch. There you go, pop, and he did the same thing. Missed the angle simply because he threw that jab. Boom, boom, boom. That was a good shot. Uh-oh. And again, doesn't change positions. He's not really crossing the line. Is he anticipating a punch from either side to the next side? Right? Guarding the line. Eating those shots. Oh. You usually go down from these kind of shots. He was throwing his own left hook too. Boom. Look at him post on him. Mildly illegal. But I do want to point out, all the way up until that moment, there really hasn't been very much of anybody leaning on each other, holding, grabbing, right? So how that stuff got popularized as boxing, this guy did it, you know. Again, look at what crazy shape these guys are into, right? Watch it there, Tommy. Watch it. Oh! He finally slipped to the front foot and then came back with a hook. Boom! Ate a body shot though. Uh-oh. So they're both tired, so they're both going to sit on the line with each other. Let's see who has got the better inside fighting. It looks like it's going to be Leonard. Uh, Hearns is, number one, Hearns don't really throw hooks very well, so that range is just not really suiting him. So once you get past his long range shots, okay, boom. He's a little slow on this one. Eats this shot. Still, you got to be watching for that counter. Again, gets on the line. 1, 2. Doesn't follow up with the 3. You can see his leg dragging. Super quick 1, 1, 2. Just falling off balance a little tiny bit. Little dick punch right there, no problem. Now, looks like Leonard may need a little break here. And again, if you're not fighting a guy who's bigger than you, right, you're going to be landing a lot more of those shots, a lot more of those winging shots. And again, Thomas Hearns got away with a lot because, oh God, he got him. He got him. Boom, boom, boom. Got him with the shot. And again, it's just bad defense. We can see that it's bad. We can see, right? Again, he just doesn't have his left hand up. Again, getting hit there, almost getting hit there on the way out. Bladed stance feet, throws his body shot, coming up off the ground. All right, Thomas Hearns looking like he's a little worn out, looking a little gassed. And obviously the little bit fresher Sugar Ray Leonard, this kind of stuff, by the way, would have given somebody like Mayweather a nightmare. This would have been terrible for him. Mayweather gets all this credit for being good with the Philly shell or whatever, but he was shit with it. Absolute dog shit. People give him so much credit, and it's like, against who? Against who? Okay, bouncing, break. And again, because his first reaction, right, when he freaks out, he throws the left hand, he's getting smacked right here. Good pull. Is he going to come up with the shot? He did come up with the shot. Very good. 2 pull. Again, off the circling, right? You got to find a way to make that punch hidden. Hides it a little bit. Kind of even still landing right there. Again, Thomas Hearns not having his hand up. Eventually, the guy's going to find you. Gets under the shot, right? Good opener. Rear hand control. Even got a little point for it. Gets the guy to expose his rear hand. He's so bladed, falls off bounds. You come up with the shot. If the guy's not grabbing you by the head, oh, fake news. Still gets smacked. Now I know that you're supposed to hold his head like that when you turn him out and just punch him in the face, right? Like it's a street fight. Not saying like that stuff's like not good or this and that, but I think defensively to hold that beat so that you don't have to pay for it, that's like you'd call it like a veteran tactic, but it's not legal per se, right? It's not like illegal, you know what I'm saying? But like, okay, we're not watching any highlights. We got a whole fight to watch, guys. Come on. All right, they're a little bit more fresh now. Now Thomas Hearns is not coming out just sitting there. He's moving his head. We'll see how that develops, how quickly he loses his stamina. Already getting a little bit picked off by Leonard. Now, real quick, you guys, look at Leonard's circles. He knows, right? Checks the line, off the line. Gets back to the line, gets another point, off the line. Gets back to the line, gets another point, off the line. Gets to the line. He's trying to see how tired Thomas Hearns is. He's trying to see if he's ready to go. He's trying to see if he can knock him out right now. See if he can hit him every single time he gets to the line. Get a point, get a point. Following it up, right? Putting the pressure on him, right? Thomas Hearns starting to fire back. Now he's not allowing Sugar Ray Leonard to get that close, right? Started attacking him. Okay, I got to start controlling the line before you get to a range where you can hit me, right? So now he's feinting, getting back to his grind. And Leonard's got to wait for him to tire. Leonard's got to get back to his circling. He's got to figure out a way to open up a hole, right? Now check this out. He's moving up off the line. If Leonard was getting into a position where he peels off the line here, and he takes this step, right? And he's ready, and he knows the jab is going to come because bladed fighter. I love you, Hearns. I love you. It's okay. Bladed stance fighters, he's going to jump in and lunge with his left arm. So you just got to be prepared to cross his line right now and smash him with the right hand, right? It's just common sense, guys. Just common sense. Making that position again. He's making it to the front foot. It's obvious he's going to get attacked here. So why don't you just punch him in the face? Now, real quick, again, he's moving to the front foot. Catch the jab. After the jab comes, the rear hand comes. Catch the jab, block the right hand. If you can interact with these punches and your opponent just threw a 1-2 at you and you caught it and then you blocked it, he's in a bad position and you're in a really good position. You're in a really, really good position. It's actively good. You don't want to be blocking punches, but you don't want to be not blocking punches. Uh-oh, Thomas Hearns, is he tiring? Is he going to let Leonard get a little closer? Oh, huh? Huh? Look at him tighten his guard here. He knows, right? Starting to put it together. Now, like Gamboa, right? You make it to the front foot. You're bringing your back foot close. Pendulum walk here. He was able to disguise it. Now he's going to be able to throw this jab and get under the left arm. Boop, boop. Right? Didn't do anything with it because I don't want to say Gamboa is a better fighter than Sugar Ray Leonard. What the hell? But craft-wise, come on, we could see obviously I do think that Sugar Ray Leonard had actually better hands than Gamboa, even though I think Gamboa may have been a better puncher pound for pound and better athlete. But there were some things in his technique that made his hooks and stuff and his overhands not as good. Similar thing that's going on with Thomas Hearns as well, where they're like these clubs, right? Um, but fight strategy, fight theory, I do think that Leonard and that stuff. I don't think Leonard is as good as Gamboa. I know. Nobody's gonna like that opinion for sure. I get it. You know, Leonard gets like all-time great status and whatever for beating all the four kings, and he's from what I've heard, and again, I don't know that much about Sugar Ray Leonard. He don't really know shit about boxing. He doesn't know anything. This was a guy who worked really hard and grinded, learned the moves, and then just went in there and just, I don't want to say flow state, but goes in there and fights, right? We can see he's not. His strategy overall. Psh, did he shove him? Didn't look like a shove. Boom. Okay, maybe he shoved with the right and then punched with the left. What the? No, I can't tell. I guess it is a push. The referee's got a better angle than me. Now again, positions, right? And Thomas Hearns, where are his positions? Is he just following Leonard around now, just trying to make enough contact? But he's not really. Oh, end of the round. I don't really care which punches were legal or not. All right, and it does look like Thomas Hearns has a significant amount of exhaustion. He's not really being super active. He's not pumping that jab around. And again, he's starting to let Leonard get into range to let his jab go. Now, real quick, other contributing factors of Leonard being able to get closer to Thomas Hearns. Look at how active his rear hand is here. Look at how he's trying to catch that jab. He's trying to show him, nah, I'm not ready for that. You can't hit me. Boom. And it gives him into position to land that jab again, getting him close enough to actually score. Right? But without being able to guard the line of that jab and being able to stop Thomas Hearns from feeling like he could land it, right? Because he only needs to be able to catch it for a little distance, right? Catching it there, and now he can get into range to land his own jab. But without that, without the threat of catching it, without the threat of wasting Thomas Hearns' energy, right? Because before he would just move off the line, right? And then he would get hit with a double jab, right? But now he's looking to interact with it. Thomas Hearns, fighting completely out of his blade, is having a very, very, very difficult time following up without just having to throw right hands, right? Now here he is getting exposed. And again, very good strategy from Leonard, right? Finding a little hole, finally finding an opportunity, boom, getting his head off the right hand. I'm not sure, he's probably getting hit a little bit, but again, the post-punch defense from Thomas Hearns is very, very poor. Oh no, Leonard. Oh no. You were doing so good. Catch the jab, but you don't block the line. You don't cover the line with the left shoulder. You're not going to get that left shoulder block right here. And again, all you do is get your fucking arm up. Just get your arm up. I know you're not going to be blocking the body from that position, but he wants to punch you in the head right now, buddy. I hate to break it to you, but most of the time, he's going to want to punch you in the head. A little bit of a positional boxing here, right? And again, in order for him to get to this position, he had to use his rear hand glove, right? He has to cover the line, stop Thomas Hearns from feeling like he could throw that shot, and he can leap out of it. Still not great, he's not super well practiced in that. Mm. But from what I've heard, his schooling, he worked with Angelo Dundee, jab, boom, boom, boom. Didn't peel, didn't get off the line after. And I've heard that Angelo Dundee trained um, Muhammad Ali. And again, I don't think Muhammad Ali's float like a butterfly, sting like a bee strategy, coupled with the rope a dope, right? Which sounds a lot like stand on your toes, jump around, and use all your energy. And then when you need energy back, you'll just go sit on the ropes like Roy Jones Jr. would try to do, and then get knocked out. Again, it's like carbon copies, right? Like that's what these people thought fighting was, based off of those guys' strategies. Floyd Mayweather, what would he do? Rope a dope, but he would try to do his own version of it. It was still not any good. Okay, well, let me watch this fight a little bit. I'm talking through the fight, you guys. Shut up. Now, looking like let's go back a little bit more. Looking like Leonard trying to put on a little bit of, oh, look at him touching that jab, right? Right? Not sacrificing his position on the line, right? Trying to catch that shit, trying to prevent him from. Now look at him bringing that left arm. Look at him trying to use that left arm a little bit, right? Trying to have a tight guard here. And Thomas Hearns having a hard time keeping him off the line, keeping him from pressing him, which now that he has the tighter guard, all of a sudden he's the sharper guy. He's the more dangerous guy, right? He's getting close so that he can start landing these punches, right? But he's found a way through having a tighter guard to break the ability of Thomas Hearns' better speed and better reach to stop him from getting to the line. From pushing him off the line, from controlling the line, right? Who knew? Just keeping your goddamn hands up, right? Anyway, it's infinitely more complex than just keeping your hands up, right? Again, you have to have an active guard. You have to be changing positions. Your opponent just interacted with you. Boom. Whether this was a punch in the face or this was a feint, now you're in a predictable position, one that your opponent is now predicting because he's not an idiot, because he's thrown a 1-2 before, because. You have to understand that once your opponent interacts with you, you always have to be prepared for the next follow-up. Always, as long as you're on the line. So if you don't catch that jab and then peel, catch that jab and then block this right hand, you're going to get hit, right? And here he is getting hit. He did. I do want to say real quick. Let's see. Pop. And is he peeling? Like kind of tiny a little bit, right? But he's also getting punched in the face. Uh-oh. Made it to the left side of the line. Again, when he makes it to this position, he never has his guard up here. He throws it. He's usually falling off balance, and he's there from the right hand and just gets clocked. Man. Ooh, and he made it to that position. Sneaking, made it to the front foot. Boom, and blast out of this hook. He's still kind of getting hit, but um, pretty cool that he had a little trap off of his little circling here. It has been interesting to see Thomas Hearns be the guy stalking and circling and not boxing and circling. Right, not actively trying to, I'll say, keep him on the end of his. Oh, is that Roberto Duran? What up, bro? I don't know when the order was, the time frame, but I don't know if he's gonna like. I don't know when he's the WBC middleweight champion right now. Anyway, I don't know who he fights after this or that, or if he already fought Thomas Hearns, right? I don't know. No active guard, right? So no active guard from Thomas Hearns. Now, if the line is being guarded very well, and Thomas Hearns no longer has a speed or reach advantage because he's allowing Sugar Ray Leonard to get to the line because he can't stop him, but they're both in range, and Thomas Hearns has a worse guard than Leonard. Leonard is at advantage right now. He's the better fighter right now. He's the more dangerous one on the line. So he's getting to the line with the jab covered. Again, it's very obvious when Thomas Hearns wants to blast out of his guard because he has to jut forward and come forward with the left shoulder while he's attacking with the left shoulder from the right side of the line, or he has to change and cross the line and throw the right hand. Both are going to trigger a response from Leonard. All of them mean that he's going to just throw anything. Oh my God, he almost did it. Here it is. He missed, but almost got him, right? What we'll see, I was going to say what we'll see is that'll make Hearns more hesitant to throw that jab because he knows that Leonard's also waiting to throw the right hand over the top of it, right? And there he is again, waiting to throw the right hand over the top of it. And again, Thomas Hearns doesn't know if he's trying to catch it or if he's trying to counter it, right? Boom. They break into their punches. Thomas Hearns throws a 3-2, really good shot, or like really little good combination, super fast, dude. Again, you should be doing this so much more often. With every single step you circle, you should be feinting and threatening your opponent's position because you see that's a feint, that's a threat, right? Thomas Hearns not circling right now, not stepping around his opponent, and allowing his opponent who has a better guard to get on the line with him. He's winning the fight. Thomas Hearns needs the angles. He needs to be stepping around. He needs to be making Sugar Ray Leonard fight outside of this guard, fight outside of this easy place where he's beating him right now. Uh-oh. Is he getting his second wind? Psh, pendulum. 2. Real quick. A little parody here. 1, pendulum. 2, shifting forward. Again, bladed stance versus bladed stance. Lets the right hand go, falling forward, falling into a shot. Doesn't have very good post-punch defense after the right hand. Blah, blah, blah. Same. Right? And again, all these angles and stuff, like, how often is it that Sugar Ray Leonard is fighting somebody who's as tall as Tommy Hearns? Not very often. But I also want to say, how often is it that Thomas Hearns is fighting somebody as tall as Sugar Ray Leonard? Right? So they're both equally falling off balance more often in this fight than they would against other guys who are smaller. And I suppose at this point in their career, they're consistently fighting taller guys. But when he's fighting smaller guys at welterweight, you know, and again, the angles are just smaller, right? The guys are going to be closer to you when you hit them, so you don't have to stress yourself so much. Turns into a striking affair. And again, very, very tight punches. Jab, pendulum, 2, got through the guard. Follow up 3, boom, boom, boom. Pretty decent punches, I'll be honest. I do think that combination punching, even though Sugar Ray Leonard doesn't do all the things correctly, his head movement isn't that great when he's punching. He still does move his head a little bit, um, but it's not perfect. It's not what it's supposed to be. It could still be much better. Did he hurt him at the end of the round? I don't know. Jab, pendulum there again, and he's consistently getting onto Thomas Hearns' line. And again, why? Well, Hearns only has this as his way to guard the line, right? He's always controlling the line, and if he doesn't do that, he doesn't do anything, right? He's not even doing the one where he'll jab and step off, and I don't want to fucking Sean O'Malley, and Sean O'Malley him, right? Because he's like the most recent like thing what he did to Aljamain, right? Jump off the line, pop, pop, But I guess Connor did something similar. It is a common move, but ooh. Now again, this range right here, again, look at Leonard's right glove trying to catch that jab. As long as it remains in that position, Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Check it out, guys. Pop. Look at him pull. Look at him get his head off the line. Finally, right? Finally, a little bit of defensive responsibility. Just expecting that when you attack a wild animal, that it's going to try to attack you back, right? Like common sense, right? And like, I want to stress this. I can't stress this enough to you, right? Like, Mike Tyson says it, pop, pop, and then this is really good again. Boom, controlled, didn't move, didn't change positions, just gets whacked. But Mike Tyson says this. His dad or his son says he wanted to box, and he looks at him. He's like, "You want to get in there with someone like me?" And it's interesting because when you train hard, you go in there and you're thinking like you punch hard and you do this and you do that, and you think that you might have to get in there with somebody like that. You got that little realization, like Mike Tyson says it. I can't wait to get my hands on him, and he can't wait to get his hands on me as well. It's that understanding, right? It's that understanding that you guys are the same, and if you don't understand, like, you go in there, you train, you work out really hard, you know, in your heart what kind of wild animal you are. You know what you're capable of. You know what you've done in the gym. You know what you've done on the bag. You know what you've done in training. You know how you shadow box. You know how hard you jump rope. You know how hard you work. You know how hard you hit. You know how hard you try. You know what kind of animal you are. And if you're going to get in the ring and expect to get in there with anything less than what kind of animal that you are, you're deceiving yourself. Everyone out there is just as dangerous and wild and vicious and ruthless, and they all want to get in there and get their hands on you, just like you want to get your hands on them. Anyway, we're going to get back to Thomas Hearns getting his hands on Sugar Ray Leonard. Woo. And again, over and over again, right? Not cycling through his active guard. These kinds of moves, they work at those small angles, right? Those angles where the guy is smaller than you. And again, they don't work at the highest level. He's not changing positions. Here he is again in that same position, trying to pull, and again getting smacked again. Didn't bring his left arm up, and then again, when your opponent throws this punch at you, you got to pull and get your block up. They throw this punch at you, you got to pull and get your block up, right? Now, there have been a few rounds in here that it looked like Thomas Hearns lost, but this has been, almost unanimously like a Thomas Hearns fight, I think. He's had definitely the most significant moments. Although it has been a few rounds. Actually, what round was it? Round 5 it started? Where Thomas Hearns started falling behind? So that might be 5 rounds, 6 rounds straight. Nah, no way he won that many. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, so it was a little bit after. So he's going to jab. Wait. He's going to approach the line, guys. Approach the line. He's going to bring his rear shoulder forward, and he's going to guard the line with his rear hand. Again, just like you do every single time you approach the line, so you make sure that it's safe every single time. And then he's going to use his left shoulder attack here to control, to hide his pendulum step. Pendulums, he's able to cross the line. Thomas Hearns freaks out by throwing his left hand like a scrub, like he does every single time, because he's a pure offensive fighter, pure offensive machine. He's fighting somebody who's smaller than him, so he only has to pay for it for as much as a body shot here. But he does do that thing that I was just accusing him of not doing, where he jumps back and Sean O'Malley's him. Dang it! I guess I predicted he needs to be doing that thing where he does the thing and the thing, but I didn't give him enough time to surprise me. But really good shot here. Pop, pop. But anyway, that's one of the only ways that the defense works, right? When you're the bladed stance guy. Pop, pop, pop. Now where's Sugar Ray Leonard's counter, right? Why isn't he continuing to come on? Oh, look at that. Came in with a real quick 3-2, made it to the front foot, opened up 3. There's the pull counter. 2. Boom. Now, take a look at the difference between this one. Notice before it was always jab, pendulum, 2, and then he would miss and Hearns would get his head off the line. He pendulum this time with the 3, and then Thomas Hearns tried to counter it and he slipped him through the right hand, but he was just all over him here. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, wow, boom. Really good shot. Didn't get to follow up because Thomas Hearns spoiled a little bit. Again, um, got him. Again, can't really attack out of the front foot after throwing the right hand, all the structure stuff, all the other stuff, all the yada, yada, yada. Mm. And again, I'm not a fan of the spoiling. I don't like it. I'm not a. I think you should be able to. You should be forced to fight. And it looked like right there that Leonard was going to get really rewarded right there. So he got really punished for that little bit of spoiling because he landed a very significant strike. And then again, Leonard, I know. How far ahead do you think you are? Whack. Look at his rear hand, you guys. Look at him trying to catch the jab. He knows better now. He knows better. Ah, can't get to the jab, so he goes to the body here instead. Instead of going lead hand to the face, he goes to the body. Beautiful. And again, that's one of those things that also only works because Thomas Hearns is so tall. This guy's got to be worried about catching a jab, and he's getting hit to the liver. That's ridiculous, right? Who do you think you are, Sebastian Fundora? Trading on the line right there, and then again, he makes it to that front foot. Oh, and again, he knows he's looking. Once he makes it to that front foot, he's going to cross the line into that left hook. Didn't get paid off as well as he thought, so he still ate a shot, but a little bit of that move again here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let them all go without any beats in between. Wait, guys. Catching a jab. Look at his right arm, guys. Catching the jab, prepared to block a right hand, guys. Did Sugar Ray Leonard just like accidentally figure out how his guard is supposed to work when you fight fucking anybody? Anybody, right? It's cost of business, right? There's no shortcuts at the highest level if you want to be successful. Fouts Boxing Academy is the only place to learn all the correct patterns for actual combat. Okay. Also power punching and all that great stuff and all that great stuff. Okay. All right, we got one more round. Throws the rear hand, doesn't have any traps, doesn't have a shift, doesn't have a right. Boom, doesn't get his block up while he's shifting here. Can't follow up with the left hand. Right. Again, all very very basic stuff we teach in the Fouts Boxing Academy. Pop pop. All right. Well, to be honest, overall, a pretty great fight. Um, a lot of, a lot of back and forth, a lot of compliments to these guys, right? Sugar Ray Leonard, pretty athletic. I want to say a little bit more versatile than Tommy Hearns, just a little bit though. And then Thomas Hearns, so, you know, he can throw some combinations, but the one punch at a time nature of Thomas Hearns really playing into the athletic style of Sugar Ray Leonard because he's able to keep up because he's such a good athlete. He's like touching gloves, and it's like the round started, and Leonard is like trying to fight from this position, guarding the line with the jab already. He's like, hell no, I'm not giving up that space. Hell no. Again, exactly how you have to approach the line with the rear hand. It's the cost of business. You can't let somebody with the hammer like Thomas Hearns nail you in the face and balloon your eye up, right? Man, that was brutal right there. He thinks it's going to be a jab, pop, gives him a rear hand control. He slips more to the front foot. Ooh, boom, smack. Didn't work though, so he gets smacked a little bit too. But again, Thomas Hearns is, that one punch sniper style. You know, I know double jab right there, but that sniper style, um, something that Leonard can keep up with, right? Imagine if he just got hit with a couple of these hammers right here. Boom, 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 boom. Like, look at how terribly out of position Leonard actually is. Uh-oh. Couple combination punches there. Uh-oh. Turning it up. Okay. All right. Like I just said, combinations. Look at him go, man. Look at him go. All right. So all that punching, I don't want to say wears Tommy out a little bit, but he needs to recover a little bit. And then Sugar Ray Leonard gets to throw some shots. Uh-oh. 3, 2. And again, Hearns consistently trying to counter the left hands with the right. Getting hit with the right hand there. Now, again, one of the things that Sugar Ray Leonard needs to be doing, again, while he's circling, find a way to hide this move, right? He's not doing that. He's not circling and moving around correctly. There's so many holes. Again, you don't want to be on the line trading with the guy, right? Or, and again, I'm talking more about the beginning of the fight, because I promise you all, I promise you will have many, many, many more round ones than you will round 12s. Okay? And making sure that you have enough of a guard to be able to interact with a guy who's fresh, right? Look at his guard, you guys. Look at what he's doing with his fucking hand. Don't hit me with that fucking jab, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Whack! And then he's able to guard the line from the jab long enough to get into position to land a left hook, even though he sucks at it. Ooh. Thomas Hearns, man, in that bladed stance, doesn't really have a guard. Again, when he's crossing the line, he could be throwing punches with all those shots, but again, the only punches that he does wind up throwing, straight shot, right? He's not a rounded puncher, exploding out of his guard and throwing straight punches. Doesn't really have a great hook on the inside or a right hook. And Leonard just a little bit better at that range. Oh man, good shot. Now, this is interesting because this is a good round for him. I do think that Hearns dropping him twice has a significant impact on the fight. So if you gave him the first 4 rounds, and then you gave him 5 rounds plus 2 knockdowns, and then Leonard gets 7 rounds, and then he loses 2 points, so that's 5. And I don't know if that's like my preliminary score. If I'm just thinking like what it felt like, and I don't know if he won 7 rounds. I don't know. But it did feel like there was a pretty big stretch in between where Leonard was stalking and Hearns was a little bit tired, and Hearns still may have edged a majority of those rounds. I don't know, because obviously I wasn't scoring. I'm talking about what they should and shouldn't be doing and blah blah blah. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hey, next time I say break, you break. In the next 14 seconds, anyway, great fight. Um, and again, when we put all these things together, we're hoping we're hoping that we can put up a good enough fight, a good enough performance to put ourselves in a position to land some significant strikes against our opponent. Our opponent is not getting on the line trying to land bullshit. They're trying to get on the line and land significant strikes. And you have to find a way to prepare yourself to get on the line with them, to fight with them, to yada, yada, yada. Anyway, if you guys got any questions, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, see you guys.